What's up, everybody? I am Sniggenhoff, and the man from the mountains. We're playing Manchu today. In the last episode, we ate up the last little nugget of Oirat over here, and asked Beijing very kindly. Beijing asked Ming, whose capital is in Beijing, so we probably sent a letter there, so it works. Get off my back. Uh, if we could just kindly have this province, please. Thank you very much. And they said totally, yeah, and they've been totally cool about it. And then at the very end of the last episode, we declared war on Chagatai because Ming also did it, and we want to beat them to the punch to take all of their land. So that's where we're at so far. I'm going to send... let me see where their forts are at. They have a fort here. It's their capital fort, which is currently occupied. And they have... Between Chagatai and Yarkand, they have 12,000 troops. So I'm going to send this 15,000 out to, like, here. And then I'm going to split the rest of these guys up and just have them stand on everything I can have them stand on. I know there's a button you can push to select the bottommost army, but I forget what it is. I should probably know it, but I don't. I just want to make sure I get to everything I possibly can before Ming does. Because Ming's certainly not going to give anything up. And we'll just use that 13k stack to hunt down their army and kill it, hopefully. Without them sniping a bunch of my 1 stacks. Or this 15k, yeah. Thankfully, Ming went after Yarkand first. That's great. We're controlling provinces. That's also great. And we have a rebel uprising ticking up. That's less than great. 22,000 separatists about to fire. Sweet. Find those armies. Who are you at war with currently? Sabir, Manchu, and Ming. In the Sabir War. You're allied to Nogai and Yarkand. So they could be over here in Nogai. They're not down here in Yarkand, otherwise we'd see them. Ming and Manchu's Ming and Korea's opinion of us are going to go up. Religious connections. By patronizing the Confucian faith, we have come to develop closer ties with some of our neighbors. Our leaders may not always agree on everything, but our religious institutions now have a great deal in common, and some of our nobles intermingle while on religious pilgrimages. Sweet. You guys keep spreading out. Nogai just pieced out of all of their wars. And they pieced out over here with Sabir, and so they didn't take anything. That's great. Ming did take this 1 province here. Fantastic. Beat me to the punch there. So, whatever I take, if I'm able to take everything, like I'd have this 1 hole right here of stuff I couldn't take, which is going to drive me insane. But whatever. It's fine. How many troops do they have? They have 15,000 hiding out somewhere. Probably black flagged and coming home from Nogai is what I would assume. Wait, you keep going where you were going. You come down over here. You go over there. There. You go over there. Oh, I missed this province too. Dang it. No, whatever you want to give me, I do not want. I will take that. Timurids are in a civil war now. Hey, we've got one of those ticking up too. Let's be civil war buddies. Renewed loans. We are actually making money because of spoils of war, and there is their army. Just come down over there. You go over there. Just trying to get all these little one stacks out of their way. Yes, you can have 11 admin. Conflicts between shamans and clergy. The clergy of the Confucian faith has been unusually uncooperative lately. They fear that we merely profess to be interested in their religion for personal gain. Totally, that's not the case, bro. I'm super devout Confucian. And that we are not ready to fully embrace, patronize, and spread its teachings. Likewise, the Tengri shamans have become more and more irritated at our apparent desire for spiritual guidance. We either support the shamans, get a bunch of unrest in a few provinces for 10 years, support the Confucians, get unrest in other provinces, or handle it without our intervention. And we get -1 tolerance of the true faith for 10 years. Which, tolerance of the true faith gives us how much? It doesn't say how much negative unrest, but it's probably 1 for each tolerance. Hangsong, this is all Korean land. And this is all Mongolian land. These provinces were actually pretty poor, although I'm just gonna take that. It's probably the worst of the 3. Oh, and we lost 1 stack. I tried to get them out of there, but it didn't work. %90 sure I told them to move. Like... They want to make another peace deal. Nobles demand old rights. The nobility during this period still recalled the days when the king was just the first among many rulers. The nobility wanted to return to these days when frequently pressed to the king to regain certain lost rights and privileges. Accept demands, we get monthly autonomy change in the whole nation for 10 years, or lose 1 stability. I want to keep my stability. And honestly, the autonomy change isn't too bad because I only have good autonomy just over here. Everything else is like at 75% anyway, so not the worst thing in the whole world. I got that fight really hit me hard. Not good rolls. Thankfully no stack wipe, but... And I just sent a bunch of little 1 stacks in there, but that took care of it. And that was a stack wipe, so... Could I get Yarkand out of the war right now? I could not. What can I take from Chagatai? Can't take that. I can't take that. This would cause the Ming to be very, very mad at... Oh no, it would cause Chagatai to be very, very mad at me. I mean, I do need to take a solid bit of land for raising. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to leave this 1 province out here in the middle. Can I get a better land connection to something else? No. We can get a land connection to Kazakh this way. That's probably what I'm looking to take. Okay. A few more stack wipes than I would have liked. You guys pull out. You guys all pull out. I'll leave this army here to siege this down. And do they have any troops left? There's 9,000 Yarkand troops somewhere. Ooh, we need to rethink our reassembling. A bunch of Mongolians just popped up. Alright. Alright, gonna need you to finish that siege. Well, we can just detach. Whatever you want to give me, I'm not interested in. I would enjoy it if Ming would just peace out of this war and allow me to take this province right here. I would like that very much, but that's just for the sake of my own sanity, not for any real reason. Group up over there. What else do we want to do? I mean, honestly, we just need to keep conquering farther west. That's our best chance to just get stronger so that eventually we can take on the Ming. Was I coring something still? Huh. Huh. Get the rest of these guys up here with us. And then we'll go attack. Is this all steppe? Yeah, it's all steppe. No Chagatai. Keep them a province away. I'd be afraid that they'd want to come and attack that 4 stack if I moved it any closer. Now that they're moving there, we can group everybody up there. Sure, you can have 11 military points. Ooh, we got hit hard there. We must have had a really bad shock roll. There we go. That was a bit more costly than I would have liked. However, we do have plenty of manpower. Split up, go there, and drop army maintenance down to a reasonable level. We're almost out of corruption, which is great. How many more loans do we have? We still have 6 loans, which hopefully we'll be able to pay off in the nearish future. Hey, stop that. Whatever you're doing, stop that. Oh, you dick. You dick. I don't know if I can still take that province in the peace deal now. I can, although it's occupied by Kazaki separatists. So we'll have to go fight them. Renewed loans, but we're not taking more loans, which is good. Oh, they sieged another one down. They want Diplo power this year. That's the one I would prefer to give you anyway, so works out for everybody. No Chagatai. You need to chill. Alright, group back up. We gotta go fight these rebels in our land. Well, our soon-to-be land. Oh, and Ming's gonna come in and take it from me. And Oirat separatists just popped up right there. Jeez. Hits just keep on coming, don't they? May I have my stuff now? Alright, what if I were... Oh, I can't peace out Yarkand because they're a vassal. Gotcha. Yep, Ming's gonna go siege that down, so I can't take it. Oh, that's a dick move, Ming. We did win that siege. Oh, we can do it now. We should be able to do it now. We can. Yes, send this demand. Unless I don't want to take... No, I do want to take that. I actually don't really need that. How much more money could I get out of them? I mean, they do have a solid bit more money. And I could use the money right now. Yeah, let's do that. Maybe Ming will fight this army for me. That would be great. Also, maybe my name is bigger on the map now than Ming, which would also be great. Stick it to the Ming. Somebody tweet that. Bet you I can't raise a province that's under siege. I can't, but it's also a 1-1-3, so it doesn't matter. That may be it. Did get us a barely above 75 horde unity though, so that's nice. And I can take Diplotech now. I'm a lot closer to military tech. That still lacks cores. Our corruption is barely ticking up. Towards ticking down. And you guys form up, we'll deal with those guys, then we'll go deal with the other guys. Okay. Got plans. Ming traders. An increased number of tributary missions to Ming has led to the port of Hyansong becoming the main point of entry for ships from our overlord. The province of Hanxiang has also started to attract a greater number of Ming traders and adventurers, further allowing the region to prosper. Some undoubtedly see it as a good way to avoid the watchful eye of Ming customs and law enforcement. However, However, at the end of that sentence, not at the beginning of this one. Encouraging these fortune seekers will likely prolong the economic boom of Yansong, but might still not be in our best interest. Welcome them, gain 1 corruption, but 1 production in the province. It gets tributary trading post for 30 years, and lowering its development cost and bumping up its trade power seems really good. Or just stay clear of any troublemakers, and it just gets the development cost and the trade power. I'm going to take the extra corruption for the development. That seems fine. Pay money for development. I mean, if that was a choice in the game, you would take it like almost every time, so. And the estates want more provinces. Oh, how much land do you demand now? 35 now? Jeez. I think it does go up the more conquer you territory, the more territory you conquer. I didn't mean to give them that province, but it got them to where they needed to be. Return to the old ways. Oh, yeah, return to the old ways. One of the clan chiefs has come forward as a spokesman for their group and urges us to return to the old ways that made us strong. Crush your enemies, drive them before you, and hear the lamentations of their women. Do you not see what I just did, dude? This is what's good in life. We get raising power gain plus 20, morale of armies plus 10, and goods produced modifier minus 25 for 10 years, which isn't too bad. We don't get a ton of value out of production other than our gold mine, or that is in the past, and the tribe's estate loses 15 loyalty. I kind of am going to take this one, because I want that loyalty to stay up, because it gives me that cavalry cost reduction. And I like having those cheaper troops. Speaking of cheaper troops, I need to pay off some loans. You typically want to pay off the loans that are closest to coming up, because if you don't have the money to repay them when they do come up, you're going to take on more inflation. So, repay that one. We're down to 5 loans now. That's at least a thing. We are 50% of the way for these guys to fire, so gonna have more rebel issues after we're done dealing with these rebels. Sweet. Yes, attack the Ming troops there. You. Come up here and unsiege that. Awesome. Thank you, Ming, for inadvertently taking care of my dudes. Ming want 12 diplomatic points this year. Okay. And I'll be able to start coring that here in a second. Also, part of the reason why things are taking up so much is taking on a bunch of overextension. At some point, I probably should look into, instead of conquering everything myself, releasing vassals from the places I take. But like a lot of this stuff up here doesn't have a lot of vassals you could release. I mean, I could release the Oirat, but you can't release a vassal that already exists. So, where's the good province out over here? Just come up here to the gold mine, I guess. There's a 20 supply limit province there. And we can start making that into a core. Gaining the slightest bit of money. Still don't want to do any conversions, and we just picked up a ton of Sunni land. So that's going to cause our religious unity to take a nosedive again. We don't need this anymore. Let's automate him to improve with outraged countries. So now, I mean, I have just the slightest opening to be able to attack Uzbek and Kazakh, who will be the next targets, especially as my horde unity, once again, keeps dipping down. I've got all these rebel factions. Another thing I want to see. Once, having a large horde on Ming's northern border causes the mandate to start dropping, I think. but because I'm their tributary, I don't think it does. So at some point, decently soon, I want to drop tributary status with them. Also, I would be the world's eighth ranked great power right now if I wasn't a tributary of Ming. I'm losing a bunch of my development that would calculate it for it because of my tributary status. Truce with Korea has ended. Well, hello there. Why don't you guys march back over here? Except for, I mean, I do have to deal with all these revolts. But I do want to eat the rest of Korea as well. Decisions. Oh, you know what I forgot to do in that last war was raise war taxes. I was thinking about it as the last video ended. I was like, oh, I should raise war taxes. Then I'm like, I'll do it at the beginning of the video so everyone can see I did it. Then I forgot. Ashikaga is making claims on me again. Also, if I run out of places to expand this way, I may have to come over here to Japan and conquer them. If the Divine Winds hold out, that is. They're going to want admin at the end of this year. Close my admin tech, 7. 1490, 3 years. Which will be good. Like, if I can get to the next idea group before the next, before colonialism fires, which typically it fires in 1500. Well, it can't fire before 1500, so getting there would probably be pretty good. Korean separatists have just fired. I wasn't paying attention to it. We do get another diplomat that I will automate to do something. Improve with neighboring countries, I guess. Need to raise maintenance again. I have room for a bunch more troops. I just can't really afford them right now. I can barely afford the ones I have. I'm not drowning in loans, thankfully, but still having the 5 is a bunch. And we've had to renew a bunch of loans that we have already. I'm gonna go ahead and send this guy to build a spy network down here. Probably should have paid attention to the terrain of the province, but whatever. A bunch of our cores just finished up. Move down to there. That should help a lot with my overextension, so I can stop paying quite so much to have my corruption tick down. Go down to that. Lose a little bit less money. And thinking about while I have the maintenance raised, I should just declare this war and then go deal with the separatists that fire as they come. Especially if I can just smash their army right now and carpet siege them. Geez. A typical response to different kinds of problems, obscurationism was a frequent behavior in most nations until the Age of Enlightenment arose in the most advanced Western nations of the European continent. So I can either say knowledge is power and get +2 national unrest for 5 years, which wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Especially these 5 are going to fire. There's nothing I can do about it. So getting extra unrest isn't terrible. It matters more in like these smaller ones that would take like 83 years to fire. This one would. Or this one that would take 9 years to fire. It would matter more in those. Or we can lose 10 prestige. I'm only at 25 prestige right now, and I want to get it higher if I'm going to try to swap back to either no syncretic faith or into like Sunni as a syncretic faith, especially after I take this next admin tech. So let's go ahead and go with that. And I'm going to declare war on Korea once I have a diplomat free. Kazakh and Uzbek in 45 days. Well, never mind. We're gonna go deal with this. I wanted to declare the war and win it real quick before I had to deal with this, but it looks like I'm gonna wait. Speaking of waiting, you'll have to wait till the next episode to see what happens next. Thank you guys so much for watching. You've been absolutely lovely. If you enjoyed the content, feel free to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. Tell me about Lithuania. How do you think Lithuania got from being this big, because they were pretty darn large at one point in history, to being a little tiny nation up over here? I'm sure there's a story behind it, and I'm sure there's a real story, but I'd prefer to know your made-up story as to what happened. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.